Hey guys, welcome to the second episode on the introduction to biology. Now, on this episode, we're going to be explaining what biology studies. So, the question is, what does biology study? Biology is just like being curious about the life of several organisms. Organisms like plants, for instance, or organisms like animals, or even human beings. Yes, I said it. And it studies five big things. Biology studies five big things. The first one is what living things are made of. For instance, you, for instance, you're made of tiny building blocks that you call cells. As you can see, the one circled. All these cells stacked up to one another makes up you as a human being. Example 2, plants. Yes, plants are also made up of cells, but the cells of plants look different from the cells of you as a human being. The second thing that biology studies is how living things survive. That's how they stay alive. For instance, human beings, we eat food to get energy and then stay alive. Example 2, plants. Plants, they make their own food using sunlight by a process called photosynthesis. Don't worry, we'll get there. Another example is about fish. Fish also breathe in water using what we call gills. As you can see, these things here by their side is what makes them survive and stay alive in water, makes them breathe, as you all know. Another thing that biology studies is how living things grow. That's the third one. For instance, how a baby grows into an adult, or probably how a seed, I've shown this example before, how a seed, this is a seed, as you can see, how a seed becomes as big as a tree. You know, a tree can't get to that stage until it starts from a seed. The seed keeps growing and until it becomes entirely big as a tree with a lot of years. The fourth thing that biology studies is how living things reproduce. That's how they make babies. As you can see, example, a chicken, for instance, lays eggs, and those chicks, which are the children, they hatch from the eggs and they come out. As you can see, this little adorable chick coming out from the egg. Second example is about human beings. Human beings, for instance, also have babies. We make babies, and these babies, they look a lot like us, the parents. I'm not a parent yet, but you get my point. So the kids that are being made or being brought to life, they look exactly like their parents. So living things reproduce. Biology studies how living things reproduce or make babies. The last and fifth is how living things interact with their surroundings. Yes, I said it. For instance, a bird builds a nest in a tree, interacts with its surroundings. It sees different things like a tree, for instance, and tries to build a nest there to make it his home. Example 2 is plants interacting or reacting to sunlight by growing towards the sunlight. And the last and final example is fish swimming in water, not because they want to, but because they can't live on land. So they have no choice but to swim in water. So this is the last aspect that biology studies. Like I said, there are 5 things: what living things are made of, how the living things survive or stay alive. Number 3, how the living things grow. Number 4, how the living things reproduce or make babies. And the 5th is how living things interact with their surroundings. In the next video, we're going to be explaining the branches of biology. See you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.